Hi everyone, I'm Rosie and welcome to Vox Yoga. So today's video is just a bit of a discussion really to bring some ideas forward about yoga itself. So I've been feeling a little bit frustrated recently with things that I've seen on social media. I know social media is going to bring up some of those emotions and feelings sometimes, but I keep seeing these posts and it will have a picture of someone doing the same yoga pose in 3 different ways. One will be beginner, intermediate, and advanced. And yes, I think it's good to showcase these poses. However, they keep being accompanied by the words, okay, good, better. Why is the advanced version of the pose the best version? I very much believe in yoga for all and yoga should be accessible. And I thought it'd be good to just do a video about some misconceptions about yoga. It just worries me that someone might see this post and think, oh, I can only do the version that's okay. Therefore, yoga isn't for me because I'm never going to be able to achieve the best version. And then they might not get to experience yoga. So I'm just going to go through a few of my thoughts on this and give you a bit of information about, what yoga actually is and what your yoga practice could be. And it might be completely different to someone else's. We all experience yoga in different ways. So yeah, I'm just going to give you a few thoughts and ideas on the topic. So the best place to start is, what is yoga? So yoga really means union and connection. So we often think of yoga as the physical practice, the asana. However, there are 8 limbs of yoga, and only one of them is asana and the physical practice. We generally tend to focus on meditation, asana, and pranayama breathing. So often your yoga practice will focus on these things. For someone, it might be 95% asana. Someone else, it could be 95% breathing or meditation. If you sit on a mat for 5 minutes a day and just breathe or just meditate, but you are truly connected and united with what you are doing in your practice, then you are doing yoga. So what does it mean to be good at yoga? I was going on a walk with a friend last year and I remember her saying, I just don't think I'd be very good at yoga. And people again are thinking about the physical aspect. So can you be good at yoga? What you learn in your yoga teacher training, how many times am I going to say yoga in this video? What you learn in your teacher training is that reaching the state of yoga and truly experiencing it is when you reach the state of enlightenment. And that's quite a full-on thought. But really, it just means that when you are in this posture, whatever it is, if you're in a physical posture or if you're sitting doing meditation, then you are feeling 100% happy, content and connected in that place at that time. So you are experiencing the state of enlightenment and therefore you are experiencing yoga. So if that is in a physical posture, you need to feel comfortable in that posture. And that might mean that you need a modified version of it. You might be using blocks, blankets, straps, and that's fine because that's your version. Maybe you are doing that beginner version and you are using props to help you feel comfortable in it. But then if you can truly release and feel that state of happiness, contentment, and connection, then that is yoga and you are truly experiencing that. So some common misconceptions about yoga, and it's likely that you've heard these spoken about before. So the first one is, I need to be flexible or fit to do yoga. So you probably know what I'm going to say from the start of this video. Anyone can do yoga. But if you are thinking more about the asana and the physical side of it, then it can feel quite daunting to go into a class and be worried that you're not going to be able to do these postures. However, I don't think that I could even touch my toes until I was about 25. However, there are so many different styles of yoga and it will improve your flexibility, That's not the aim of yoga, but it will help. You can start with zero flexibility. That's rubbish. We all have a bit of flexibility. But I say I couldn't touch my toes at all. And then after doing yoga, not even for that long, I did find that I had so much more flexibility, and I can now get my hands flat on the floor. And it's going to be completely different for everyone. You don't even have to be physically fit to start with yoga. You start at the beginning, you take those modifications and you build it up from there. Some yoga classes will develop strength and they will make you sweat, and they're great as well. But there are different styles and you just explore it and find what works for you. So then there's the religious and spiritual aspect of yoga, which I think can put people off sometimes. Either you are already religious and you think that it might conflict with your religion, or you kind of don't connect with the spiritual side at all. So traditionally, yoga comes from the Hindu religion, with also some other influences from Buddhism and some other religions. And that's been passed down. However, in the West, this isn't really practiced so much, and you can easily go to a yoga class and there will be no reference to religion or spirituality at all. You might do a Kundalini class and there'll be loads of chanting and references to these deities and gods. And it can feel quite intense if this is something that you don't connect with. However, don't let that put you off. It just depends on the style of class you go to. And to be honest, a lot of classes you wouldn't even know had this connection to religion or the spirituality side of it. It's something you might want to explore. As yoga teachers, we learn about the history of it and the philosophy, and then, we decide what way we want to take our practice and our teaching. I think we have to be respectful of yoga's origins, but if it's something that you have no knowledge of or you don't want to be a part of your yoga practice, then it doesn't have to be. I'll also say, I am very much an atheist. I wouldn't even really call myself spiritual very much at all. However, there is this sense of something that you get when you practice yoga, that sense of connection. And when you have that, unified state with the physical movement, the breath, the mind, you do have that weird sense when you finish a class of just, maybe I call it bliss. Someone else might call that spiritual. And then lastly, I think people sometimes feel that if they're going to do yoga, they have to commit to the entire lifestyle of yoga. They have to become a vegan. They have to practice at sunrise every day for an hour. I know someone might watch this and completely disagree with what I'm saying. Ultimately, this is my opinion. Some people might say that you must practice the spirituality and religion of yoga, but this is what I feel. And others may say that you must commit to this lifestyle as well. But you do what you can. We are living in a crazy world at the moment. Often people are rushed off their feet. You maybe have 5 minutes to do a day of yoga, or one 45-minute class a week, and that's all you can do. So of course, yes, you should do that. You don't need all the fancy yoga gear. You can just go on your carpet, sit in child's pose, explore some stretches. You take the elements and the bits that you like and you make it your own. I'm just going to finish with one final thing from social media, which again it made me angry, but it also made me smile. I just want to give a huge shout out to this person as well. So Diane Bondi is a fantastic yoga teacher, and she's a great advocate for yoga for all. She's got a couple of great books as well. So on Instagram, a sponsored advert came up on my feed, I think for Yoga International, and it happened to be one of Diane's classes. It was a course saying, learn yoga with me, yoga for beginners. And there were, good few hundred comments on there. And the one that was showing to me on Instagram at the time was someone that had commented going, "Lol, I've only been doing yoga for 8 weeks and I'm better than you." So Diane's been teaching yoga for 20 plus years, and the whole point of her class was to show that you can still enjoy a yoga practice if you are using blocks. She gives you modifications, she gives you different ways to get into these postures. She also came back to this person with a very witty response. And I have done one of her classes online and attended a seminar, and she's fantastic in her approach as well. And it just goes to show that people have such different perceptions of yoga. Yoga is for everyone. Yoga could be for you. If you have not tried it before and you're not really knowing where to start, but you want to get stuck in, something like one of Diane's classes, particularly if you are less flexible, less active, or have, mobility problems, definitely try one of her classes. There are fantastic opportunities on YouTube to just experience little bits of yoga, whether that is the physical side, yoga with Adrian, Cassandra, Tim, I highly recommend, or you're feeling a bit stressed and you need a sense of calm and connection. There's going to be some great practices on there to just connect to your breath, to meditate, maybe using the Headspace app, to start to experience some of these 8 limbs of yoga and to start to develop your practice. So if you are a singer and you've been thinking about maybe trying some yoga or some yoga for singers classes and you have any questions, please get in touch. I've also got an FAQ page on my website. So if you're feeling a little bit worried, you could check that out and just drop me a message. I hope this video has been a bit useful, or if not, it's just been an outlet for me to get my frustration with Instagram off my chest and hopefully spread the word that yoga can be accessible and it could be a part of your life as well, if you want it to be. And if you try it and you don't like it, then it doesn't have to be. So if you want to find out more about Vox Yoga, hit subscribe so you get notified for more videos. I release videos every Tuesday at 5 o'clock UK time, yoga practices, singing practices, elements of yoga, so it might be breathwork, meditation as well, yoga and singing. So hit subscribe, check out any of the links in the description box below, and I hope to see you soon.